A glitch in the system regarding the code to exempt all freight that was on the water this week, and should be exempt from any new tariffs put into place by the Trump administration, including freight already on the way from China, and any nations now under a 90-day reprieve, has now been fixed. The glitch lasted for more than 10 hours, according to the latest alert provided by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. The alert explained that U.S. Customs had deployed an immediate correction to the issue reported earlier today, in which the automated commercial environment did not accept the lower duty rate of 10% for entries that properly qualify as in-transit shipments filed since April 9th. Customs said with this update, articles the product of countries that have an additional country-specific rate of duty that were 1. Loaded onto a vessel at the port of loading and in transit on the final mode of transport on or after 12:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time April 5, 2025, and before 12:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time April 9, 2025, and 2. Are entered for consumption or withdrawn from warehouse for consumption before 12:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. CBP also added that users will need to resubmit the applicable entry summaries in the automated commercial environment that qualify for the in-transit provision as soon as possible and within 10 days of the date of release. CBP also said it will continue to ensure all tariff revenue due to the United States is collected and will provide additional guidance to the trade community through CSMS messages as appropriate. Customs issued an update at 8:19 a.m. that they were aware the entry code for U.S. shippers to use to have their freight exempted was not working, and the issue is being reviewed. In the alert, Customs advised filers to transmit cargo release separately and follow up with the summary filing when resolved. Normally, when a U.S. importer pays for their freight, they file both the cargo release forms and their financial papers so they can pay for their cargo. To keep the cargo moving, Customs is advising importers to file the cargo release form now and file the financial form later once the glitch is corrected. The tariffs being paused on many nations' trade, and the Chinese tariffs still in effect, are based on the sailing date, or the date the freight leaves the factory or warehouse. This is called an on-the-water clause and is in effect for all freight bound to the U.S. that has been on the water before the April 5, 9, and 10 tariff announcements. The on-the-water clause has not changed, even though the China tariff percentages have increased to 145%, and a series of other recent tariffs have been put in place. For U.S. shippers and the supply chain, it's the latest blow at a time of uncertainty and fear about tariffs policy. It also raises questions about Customs' ability to handle the new policy and collect the tariffs revenue that is key to the Trump administration's economic goals. Interpretations of the multiple executive orders, social media posts, and customs alerts have some U.S. companies and industry groups trying to figure out when the new tariffs will be deployed. There has been some confusion on what President Trump has said in social media posts on when the tariff starts and what is written in the executive order, said Jared Veronelli, Vice President of U.S. Sales at logistics firm Savino Del Bene. Social media posts are not law on the pause and increase in tariffs. With the constant changes to the regulations, all customs brokers in our industry have a difficult task ahead of them. Despite President Donald Trump saying numerous times tariffs are in effect and being collected, U.S. shippers told CNBC they have not been charged higher tariff rates on their containers, some of which came in as late as Thursday. Dewardrick McNeil, Managing Director and Senior Policy Analyst at Longview Global, with a focus on international trade, foreign affairs, and defense, told CNBC glitches do happen, but the timing is unfortunate and will lead to more questions about Customs' ability to keep up with the pace of the tariffs. Whether you agree or disagree with the policy, you have to ask, do we have the ability to do it this rapidly, said McNeil. This glitch may be an indication we need more time. It seems odd this is the time it happens. This adds policy chaos for the implementer. To keep the freight moving, Customs is telling firms to pay the duties and tariffs within 10 days of the cargo's release to Customs. It's a mess, to simply state it, said McNeil. I don't think it will slow down goods, but it will increase the paperwork for the U.S. companies who are suffering tariff whiplash. These companies will need to refile that at a later date. Trade will flow, but at greater complexity.